considering the people playing them. Jolt and Dad are both known as rather strong Genjis here, and it looks like they are going to be sticking on these comps, although Raja might be swapping off the sim. Yep, okay, they will be, so pretty much mirror comps here. Yeah, exactly, mirror comps, so it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do here. It does look like Olo does get an early stance up here onto the bridge, however, MI6 coming up very aggressively. Flames of Ra does get a little bit low there, but they do force out the immortality field. And just a little bit of poke war between the two teams, both getting rather aggressive on the front line. No one really falling quite yet. The healer's doing a good job, but as I say that, Jelly Boy Caster's Curse falls, and it looks like Aqua will soon be next. However, Oddlord and Jolt fall before that. Dad and Flames of Ra, as well as Gavant, cleaning up, and it looks like MI6 will be claiming the point here.
Yep, Dad definitely getting a lot of damage that fight. Already getting his Dragon Blade before his counterpart in Jolt even gets 70%. So definitely a lot of damage from Dad there. Even a few final blows coming out from him that fight. Definitely really good job from him. And we'll also be seeing both Baptiste coming out with their squares this fight. So it's something we excited to see how they're able to implement that.
Already you have Olo coming out, getting rather aggressive, finding Dad really early on. That's crucial. He had the Dragon Blade, and they already take out MI6's immortality field. But Jelly Boy falls again. Maybe the healing just isn't there for them, even with the Bat Matrix. Jolt and Oddlord, as well as Aqua, have their ultimates. Mr. Serial Kill does toss the Bob onto the point, forcing Aqua to face the shield for that. Now his grasp as well. Raja does get a dynamite kill there, as well as Aqua being forced to use the Flux will find a lot of damage, but not any kills. But Jolt is there to clean it up. A lot more ults coming out. Gavant also tossing out the Flux, but he's not going to find as much. There's not enough people on point for MI6 to clean up. However, MI6 has not lost control of the point quite yet. They will take a little bit over half of the percentage they need before finally giving it up.
Yeah, Joel does have a Dragon Blade now, but Dad still has his. But if you look at the side of MI6, they will have the Supercharger if they want to do the Supercharger Blade to provide a little bit of damage boost for that blade to make it a little bit easier for Dad to get those kills. We'll also see Tyranitar and Oddlord both having that rally, and Raja will have Bob, whereas Mr. Serial Kill will not.
Already the ults are coming out. Jolt dies almost immediately, however, he doesn't pop his blade, but Dad did, and he's lighting up the kill feed right here, getting 2 kills in the immortality field. Flames of Ra cleaning up the rest, and that's going to be a quick retake. A nice little percentage there for OO, but it's not going to be quite enough to even up the fight, whereas you do have Mr. Serial Kill looking for a quick peek, but not really finding anything backing up the point. Raja on the flank here as well. Ooh, he is spotted out, however.
Yeah, looking at the ultimate economy here, MI6 definitely using a lot of ults there. They will have Square and probably Bob this fight. Looks like we're already going to be seeing Bob and Bob, and Blade coming out from Ovo, and it looks like that's going to be enough to turn the fight. A really quick fight from them, having to dedicate, actually, they're having to dedicate 4 ults to that fight. Definitely a lot of ults to win it when they weren't even able to force out any ults from the side of MI6, especially with them coming in with both Bob and Square. And that Square's definitely getting a lot of value taking out Jelly each time. So it's definitely interesting to see if O is going to be able to hold on.
Jelly coming in from Oddlord, but I don't know if he's getting to help Jolt. He's getting incredibly low, however he does get killed up. Aqua is still about half health. Finally, Flames of Ra does use his Bat Matrix. Jolt does fall in the meantime. He was dancing with the devil there, and it looks like OO is going to be pushing onto the point here.
Yeah, looks like we'll be seeing the Flux come out. Bob as well from A is able to take out Mr. Steelio Kogo.
Yeah, it is going a little bit back and forth. Both teams losing 1 DPS. However, Jelly Boy falling yet again. That's going to be rough for them to defend this any further. They're not quite up to the percentage they want to be. Dead, finding a lot of kills. And MI6 did this without taking very many ultimates, whereas OO used quite a few there. So that's not exactly the best position to
really
be in.
quick cap coming out from them, considering Mr. Steelio kills Bob almost capped on their own. Definitely very exciting to see that come out. It looks like we're going to be seeing another Supercharger Blade coming out for MI6.
Okay, Aqua does manage to get the touch here.
Yes, there comes
Dad in the back line with the Blade, kills the Brig, and the rest are going to fall. Dad's looking for the kills, not really finding too much, does eventually find Jolt, who pops the Blade of his own. He's going to do EQO hero play, but it just doesn't happen. Mr. Serial Kill taking out the last 2 remainder of the DPS there. MI6 taking a rather strong stance there. They were always a little bit ahead, but possibly a bit closer than they had wanted it to be.
I forgot not the Genji. That's definitely very exciting to see. Definitely really... no, he'll be swapping back over to the Genji.
Possibly
So we'll be,
thinking... So, go ahead.
yeah, it looks like we'll be seeing a very similar comp coming out from Ovo, but a more brawl-oriented comp coming out from MI6.
Yeah, possibly Dad, they're thinking with the Doomfist, maybe punishing Jolt or Raja. Oh, Jelly Boy again! I don't know if it's bad positioning on his part or just the heals aren't ready for it. Something's going wrong here if your Orisa is melting that quickly at the beginning of every single fight. And sure enough, Aqua has to take a lot of damage just to survive, and I'm not sure if he will survive as he has 3 members collapsing in on him. But he kills Dad in the process! That could be catastrophic now that OO is back. MI6 does take the point, but for how long? Now that they're missing one of their DPS.
Yeah, Dad, however, he was able to get quite a bit of blade charge, so he'll definitely get blades pretty soon after he gets back. Looks like OO's going to be trying to move in now, but Dad's already back, so looks like they're going to be even. Dad forcing out Mortality Kill.
Okay, well, yep, OO took the early momentum there and rolled with it, and if they can flip the point right here, that's pretty strong, yeah, team kill, so Dad does have the blade. Otherwise, I mean, MI6 don't really have too much to show for that, just a little tiny bit of percentage.
Yeah, definitely very exciting. Dad definitely doing a lot of damage on that Genji, considering even though OO really won the fight there, he's still ahead of Jolt in blade charge. So he's definitely he's going to be able to ult before them. Looks like he's going to be pulling it right now, moving in.
Pulling the blade in the backline won't really find too much. Aqua did have the flux, and it looks like he will be taking out a few members of MI6. That was a lot of damage. However, Dad does find 2 in the fight, so it's relatively even for the time being. Tyranitar finding Flamia, that's terrible. And he finds another Aqua. The bloodthirsty Lucio Jelly Boy does manage to take out Flames of Raw, but I think this is going to back go. Okay.
Yeah, Tyranitar and Dad, 3 kills each that fight. Tyranitar, bloodthirsty Lucio on the side of MI6. However, we are going to be seeing the Supercharger Blade coming out from the side of OO if they do decide they want to stack those ultimates.
Possibly, yeah. They are also going to be coming up on this rally mid-fight, so we'll have to see how they decide to use those. Of course, Raja also has the Bob. Mr. Studio Kill used his high noon, probably testing here on the way back to the
Shatter comes out, he's able to knock down Aqua.
Blade does come out from Jolt, he's not really finding too much at the time being. The beat was there for Tyranitar. Flames of Raw getting incredibly low, however, Raja will find Flames of Raw, and it looks like Jolt and Aqua will clean it up. Raja does fall there, but that's the only kill that's going to come in for MI6. This is a much more back and forth point than what we saw in Sanctum. Shrine is definitely looking a lot better for OO here, getting it a lot closer.
Yeah, it looks like we will be seeing Grav, Blade, and Coalescence coming out from the side of MI6, and no ults coming out from the side of OO, so it should be a fairly quick fight coming out for MI6.
Already we have the Coalescence coming in, we do have the Grav Dragon Blade as well, so that could be possibly coming out soon enough. The Blade comes out without the Graviton. He already finds Oddlord despite the Immortality Field coming out. Both supports down as well as both tanks down, just the DPS, and Jolt and Raja are going to have to pull off the play of a lifetime if they want to keep this point up. They don't even contest the point, and sure enough, they both fall Raja to his own dynamite there.
Yeah, definitely looking very good for MI6. Still no ult, actually 2 ults online, almost a third coming out for OO. We'll be having Flux and Square and coming up on Blade. Now we will be seeing the Shatter coming very soon for Break Cup, so you might be able to turn the fight with that Shatter.
Possibly, yeah, he's going to have some crucial target priority there to see who he can shatter. Jolt already fighting that is not the best way to start that. Does find a shatter onto both supports, does take out one, and it looks like Oddlord might be the next to fall here. Raja finding Flames of Raw in the backline, however, Jolt finding the bot as well. I'm not sure if MI6 can hold this. Hell, 2 kills does mean that they can hold it for a little bit longer. Bob does come out from Raja, but does fall in the meantime. It's a little bit back and forth, but OO looks to be in command for the time being, yeah.
Yeah, Jolt coming up on that Dragon Blade now. We will be seeing looking like both supporters coming up for MI6. It's going to be interesting to see if they're able to get those ultimates before time runs out, specifically the Sound Barrier, only at 75% right now.
Yeah, honestly, it's going to be a race to build that Sound Barrier, because Jolt already has his Blade, but if he is going to play a little bit more passive, wait to use the Blade, then it might be enough time for Tyranitar to build it up. Already Coalescence coming out. Studio Kill does manage to take out Raja on the Tracer duel there. Jolt still not using the Blade, finally does come out, immediately finds Tyranitar before he can build up that beat. However, a few people have already fallen on the side of... Oh, well, I'm not sure if he can manage to pull it out. And yeah, dashing around, finding quite a few kills there. Did manage to take it to 99-99, but I don't think they're going to be able to stall any longer.
Victory.
Raja to see exactly what they want to run.
2, 1.
Yeah, definitely be interesting seeing that Somber Genji come out. Definitely focusing on that EMP and that blade. Looks like we'll be seeing fairly typical double shield composition coming out from MI6.
Looks like Raja will be swapping over to that Widowmaker, so some sniper v sniper play here between him and Mr. Stelio Kill. Some poke damage. Interestingly enough, OO didn't decide to go for any boops off the bridge there, especially with the Orisa. That's usually pretty common, but they just gave up the bridge for free. Jellyboy getting incredibly aggressive here. However, he does back up, and Jolt gets melted down rather fast there by the dynamite, and a few shots there. Jellyboy getting rather low once again. Aqua taking a little bit extra damage, and sure enough, the kills will start to come in here. MI6 finding the opportunities. And that's going to be the first fight for MI6. Minute down, 3 to go for their defense. This is a rather good place to hold. Raja not really finding any of the angles that he needs on this Widowmaker for the time being, at least. The shields are rather dubious against him. But it looks like he'll be sticking on him.
Yeah, it looks like that will stay. Now it looks like we're going to be seeing Gad now having his blade. Definitely will be looking for that chance. So he will be destroyed. It looks like he's going to be going for it. Going to try to deny the value out of that square.
Ooh, wait, but Raja does manage to take out Tyranitar. Jolt does take out Daddy, only manages to get Outlord. Of course, Outlord will have the spawn advantage here. Early bungle coming in from Grape Cup. Stelio Kill does manage to win the sniper duel there, however, Raja will not be able to punish the front line anymore with that come up. Finding Jellyboy once again, it looks like the fight will be going in favor of the defense once again here, as they do have more ultimates, and yeah, that's gonna seal up that fight there. Stelio Kill almost falling there to, I believe, Flamia, but everyone manages to get out with their life for the time being.
Yeah, definitely gonna be exciting to see what they're able to do there. It looks like Dad on the Genji trying to chase Aqua on the Sig here. It looks like he will be backing out now, getting healing from his team. Aqua seems mostly alone. They might try to punish it, but it looks like he'll get healed up in time.
Yeah, it's gonna be rather hard to stagger a Sigma, but apparently not quite as hard to stagger Jellyboy's Orisa, as he kind of got caught out alone on the cart without a shield, staring down the face of a Bap Matrix, and speaking of Bap, Flamia is now gone, so they're down 2. The offense just kind of has to stand there awkwardly with a minute and a half left, about 2 to 3 fights remaining. They do have a few ultimates coming online, but I mean, they gotta survive long enough to use them.
Yeah, gonna be exciting to see what these teams are doing. It looks like we'll be seeing a blade coming out from Joel now. It might be his first blade of the game, I believe. Aqua also having Flux. Let's just see the Flux come out from Aqua, trying to get value out of that. Lamp comes down as well for MI6. We're gonna be seeing Flux from Gavon. Isn't able to get too much value, but Joel does go down.
Joel doesn't even get a chance to bring his blade off. Tyranitar getting incredibly low, and he is being focused down by Raja. His shield is up for the time being. He is 1. However, he is getting healed up slowly. Still rather low, and it looks like the offense is finally getting some distance here on this part. They still, of course, have the Bongo and the Dragon Blade. Jolt coming back. Raja finding the picks, however. Jolt not really managing to make an impact in the fight, as he's only returning just now. And it looks like OO will finally take first point. A little bit close for comfort, but they do manage to get the job done. 3 minutes left.
Yeah, they do cap. They do manage to keep Supercharger and Blade, because as you saw, Joel died early in that fight. So he's still going to have Blade. We're going to be seeing Blade come out from both teams. However, if OO opts to do it, they will have the Supercharger for the damage boost.
Yep, and it does look like the defense will have quite a few ultimates of their own. They decide to take a rather aggressive stance here and take the high ground before the offense really has a chance to. Jolt getting pressured off. Early window coming out. Jolt does finally toss in the blade. Finds 3 immediately with Oddlord and Jellyboy cleaning up the rest, and that is a team kill. That might be second point right there, folks, with 2 ults.
Now that is
Yeah, second point. Yeah, but getting dangerously close now. However, if MI6 is allowed to set up on point 2.
Bob managed to take out Jolt there. He was rather low and poking. They managed to work. He picks up Jolly Boy as well. Raja does pop the sights, but it's a little bit late there in the fight. Dad, I believe in that fight just prior to this one, had popped his blade thinking he could retaliate against Jolt and lost it almost immediately to a dash there, but he's already getting close to 40% to the next blade. That's rather fast build there. It looks like Dad actually gets punished there. I thought Aqua would have gotten the stagger, but I guess that's not the case here. So the offense actually does have a little bit of wiggle room here, as they don't have a Genji breathing down their necks.
Yeah, Jolt did go down to Gavant as well, though, so it looks like they'll probably be a little bit even once the fight actually gets started.
Do a little bit of a Sigma duel here, but it looks like Gavant decides to back up a little bit, give some space, as it's really just him versus almost the entirety of the offense here. Now let's just come back up, getting caught out on the stairs. Early Bat Matrix coming out. Do have Flux coming out from Gavant. Will find quite a few people and kill 2 of them. And
that definitely big plays from them. Square came out from Maya that fight, definitely not getting the value they wanted. I wasn't even able to burst down the Sig that was right in front of them fluxing.
Yeah, unfortunately, it just didn't quite work out for them. Raja deciding to swap off his Widowmaker, getting a little bit claustrophobic here on second point. That's pretty standard. Surprised he stayed on the Widow. Actually, no, he's swapping over to the McCree instead. Possibly some more frontline pressure, or Genji pressure, knowing that Dad already has the Blade. Great Cup does have his Fungo. There's a few other ultimates, but the 2 aforementioned already come out. Dad doesn't manage to get anything with it, however, as he gets Immortality lamped and just melted. Do have some more picks coming out here from the offense. They will be finding more. However, Jelly Boy does fall. Jolt does pop the blade, finding a little bit of difficulty getting into the backline, but he does manage to find 2 eventually. Better late than never, and it looks like this might be second point for Owo here, as it's really just Great Cub and Dad and Tyranitar. Mr. Stelio Kill actually is in the backline, but he's getting pressured out by Jolt. Tyranitar does fall, and Stelio Kill is soon to follow. Jolt finally finding his stride with a minute and a half left to take third.
Yeah, definitely really good job from them, able to take that fight. Now, it doesn't look like they're going to have too many ults coming up other than Square, but MI6 doesn't have any ults coming out either, so it's fairly even ult economy-wise.
Interesting here to see Mr. Stelio Kill swap over to the Tracer from the Ashe. It does mean that Raja will have a much easier time countering both of MI6's DPS. So they will play that a little bit more careful, but Jolt gets the pole dash onto Dad, and that will take it down to a 5v6 for the defense here as the offense pushes in. Another dash pull. Jolt pulling out the blade early, finding both tanks. And that's possibly all she wrote here. Yep, you do have Dad trying to stall as long as he can, but he's a lone Genji. No one else was respawned yet. And they managed to take that in a minute flat. That was an incredible third point take.
0-3.
Yeah, definitely really good completing. Relto definitely one of the where you could get any value out of that Genji, and Raja definitely getting a lot of picks on that Widow.
Yeah, definitely. Dad, it has been a lot faster in terms of building the blade and using it, but Jolt, as he's starting to warm up here, especially towards the latter half, the second point and onwards, really starting to coordinate with the team a lot better. Pull dash already, as well as the dynamite from Raja, taking out Flames of Ra before he can even get an Immortality field down. Jolt does get punished for being a little bit overly aggressive, but the offense at MI6 are going to have to back out regardless, and then his heart does fall.
Yeah, not a ton of ult charge from either team. Ashe is both around 40. However, Aqua's getting quite close, already at 60%, way more than Gavin at 20% around now.
Yeah, and he's honestly been doing that the entire time. Even on Nepal, he was building his Flux significantly faster. It's just a matter of not using it fast enough. However, it looks like he already has it, 99%. The Bat Matrix from Flamea does come out. That will just melt Great Cup as well as the Immortality field. Jolt in the backline taking out Mr. Stelio Kill. That is going to put a lot of pressure off of him. And Aqua doesn't even need to use his Flux here. They've already won this fight. They have their neck.
Yeah, it looks like we'll be seeing Blade come out from both sides as well as Bob. It looks like Aqua was able to maintain that, Flux, but Gavant, not even at 50% his Flux right now. Tyranitar will have his portal, so we'll be seeing both portals coming out from MI6.
Yep, it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do in terms of combos here. They have quite a few that they could set up. They have to survive long enough to actually get to the card to start using them. Dad looking like he might want to use a blade here. Flux and Rally do come out from one team each respectively. Jolt looks like he might be wanting to set up a blade as well. However, Oddlord falling rather low and falling does give Dad the go. For his blade will find the lamp as well as Maria. And it looks like that will be MI6 finally getting some momentum here on first point. However, we gotta wonder if OO's gonna bother to recontest this. They definitely have time to, despite 3 men on the cart.
Let them up.
Do have another fight breaking out here. It looks like they will be stalling the point for a little bit longer. Bob here on the point from Raja. Jolt popping the blade as well, immediately killing 2 as well as the lamp, so they're not going to have that. They just need to spread out and get away. Looks like that will be all she wrote. And that is that. This fight, this is the best possible scenario for the defense here. OO has the spawn advantage now, and a quick score update from the Grubs underway match. I believe it is 1-1 now. So they are tying that up, making it a little bit closer of a match, similar to what we're seeing here.
Yeah, definitely seeing a lot of things come out. We'll be seeing both portals coming out from one way out, but with both tankled on the side of MI6.
Already, the bad matrix being used by Flamea, and Aqua uses the great advantage as 2 are taken down, 2 more follow, and MI6 really only have 1 more fight. This is, of course, one of the hardest points to break in Rialto, the other being 3rd point, because at this point, one way out. We do have a pause being called.
Now that
Do we have a pause being called? There we go. Seconds left. They do have a little bit of time to regroup now, but they do need to touch. It looks like that might be Celio Kill's job here, as it looks like he might be positioning for that. 17, 16, and counting down. They do need to get ready. Doesn't seem like they noticed the Tracer quite yet. Flux coming out early as well as the rally to give a little extra tankiness. Aqua's Flux coming out as well. They do need to touch. They do actually contest there. However, Dad falling early is not a good sign. Raja and Jolt finding quite a few with their ults, and the Bat Matrix does come out from Flames of Raw. It's not enough, as there was no one there to actually use it. Dad uses the bladed spawn, but it is for naught, as one way out gets themselves off for the 1 round they did run Brawl.
One.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be exciting to see this. It looks like we will be seeing Mr. Stelio kill on the Symmetra, staying on that fairly common strat on Hanamura. Fairly odd split coming out from MI6, coming out from OO here.
Yeah, once again, I'm a little bit worried that they have very little damage here on the side of MI6, as they only have May and a Sim. They do use the TP actually to the left high ground. However, the Symmetra already falls to Jolt on top of it. Kavant getting rather low, bullied out by Jolt as well. So they are on point, but they already lost a decent, like, really all the damage they were going to have. May gives utility, but I mean, it's not going to be enough. And sure enough, Jolt is just cleaning up the kills right now with the help of his team. Aqua and Raja find a few others. Kavant just getting caught out as the very last one to fall, and I would hope they swap off of this in some regard, even if they stick on the Sim. No, it looks like they might be sticking on it, as they're all respawned. They're running out of spawn, so they want to try it again. There are a few other TP strats they can go to, I guess. You have the setup here, possibly going straight to point this time. However, it's going to be more expected than it was originally, possibly to the right here. Oh, they're going on top of the point itself.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be taking point with the Symmetra and May. Definitely going to be a lot harder for OO to take it back.
Kavant getting caught out early there by Jolt. Jolt just doing an incredible job bullying them. Sure enough, gets the blade, immediately takes out 2. And the rest of One Way Out just bullies the rest of them. Dad jumps off. Yeah, this is getting more and more awkward for MI6. Oh no, what is this? What is happening? Okay, what's your take on this Revolve for what you see from coming out from MI6 now?
Seeing the Torbjorn a little bit questionable. So it's going to be exciting to see what they're doing with this Torbjorn. Probably trying to get value out of that square with it is most likely what's happening. Definitely very interesting strategy. It looks like we'll be seeing Aqua's Flux come out. Looks like Jelly Boy will go down, but so does Flames.
Both rallies coming out. Codlord popping his a little bit afterwards. They will get the little bit of staggering there in favor of one way out. And Flamethea still has his Bat Matrix as well. Flames of Ra actually swapping over to the Moira. It doesn't look like MI6 was prepared for Hanamura here. I don't know if One Way Out really expected to be this dominant here. However, Dad finding 2, yeah, sure enough, the Genji pick immediately starts paying off. Finds 3! My word, why didn't this happen from the beginning? Just play Genji, man. Okay, well, they're going to be running into second point with the Torbjorn.
Objective A captured.
About 4 minutes on the clock.
Objective B.
They do have a good amount of time here. However, the defense has so many ultimates. They really only use the rally and the Hermetic Flux from Aqua very, very early in the fight. So he's over halfway to it. Dad already to a blade after a singular fight.
Yeah, we will be seeing quite a few ults coming out, including Dad's Dragon Blade, who charges up very fast. Jolt has his as well.
However, Jolt uses his blade first, and the Bongo coming out. Jelly Boy taking out great enough for once. And yeah, this is looking not so good for MI6 as Jolt just flashes and hacks his way through. Yep, now he's just harassing Flames of Ra, who swapped back over to the Baptiste after going over to the Moira. Sure enough, he won't get out, regardless of what he picks there. Devant does look like he's going to get out with his life intact. And now we do actually have a few ults coming online for the offense as well. So what are you thinking about the ult economy now?
Definitely exciting seeing, it looks like fairly an advantage of MI6 having that supercharger blade as well as having the Flux, and Flux and Cum, so it's definitely going to be exciting to see what they're able to do with that.
Looks like there was a little bit of fake out there. MI6 immediately deciding to hop over to main after almost going, oh, the Torm turret actually gets a kill there. Dad pops the blade. Devant using the Flux as well. Looks like all the ults are out. All the bets are off, and MI6 wants this point. Jolt tossing out the blade, immediately finding 2 with it. However, he will get taken out by Tyranitar on the break. Genji's worst nightmare. However, the respawns are coming in. The Torms are doing so much damage right now. And it looks like MI6 will be getting at least 1 tick, possibly 2 here, depending on how these respawns come in. Jolt on the Bastion of all things. That's a new one. Trying to get up to the high ground. However, Dad is harassing him in the meantime. I don't think Bastion has the favor in that 1v1. Dad almost has another blade. What is it with this man and building? It's so damn fast already. Up turn off, popping it, bullying the break there a little bit. You know, the Doomfist on point, finding the Brigitte. However, they get off point, and MI6 managed to complete it with just under 2 minutes. That was one heck of a take there.
0-2.
Yeah, that was a really good take coming out from MI6, especially with their delayed
Emma is favored here, but the Reinhardt is occasionally utilized. Looks like they're going to be sticking on the sim strat. Jolt's kind of off on his own little flank here for the time being, where we will group up with the rest of his team. MI6 should realize, yep, they do, that the teleport's coming in. However, Grey Cup is the only one on point. Eventually they do rotate around, but that was a little bit awkward there for the time being. A little bit of poke damage coming in. Jolt flanking around, getting a little bit of damage here and there. Short turret taken out, that's really the only casualty for the time being. Jolt inside of MI6 for the time being. The lamp already gone. Aqua falling to the Torb, however. That's not a great start. That's half of your defensive capabilities just gone. And that's a good amount of your offensive capabilities gone. So, looks like, yeah, One Way I was just going to have to back out of this one. It was just too much in favor of MI6. Their Dad, as well as Steelio Kill and Flames of Ra all have their ultimates. Tyranitar not too far behind. Jolt does have the blade, however. So they are in line with Genji's there. A little bit of poke coming out from Aqua. Did swap over to the Sigma now. Window coming out rather early from Flames of Ra, and Steelio Kill will use it to take out Baptiste. Aqua running over to the point A little bit of stagger there. 2 more will follow. Looks like the DPS are really the only ones remaining. Where is Jolt in the meantime? Where'd he go?
Yeah, looks like we're seeing both Dragon Blades here. Almost 6 ultimates coming out from MI6 here.
Oh, Jolt is actually behind the enemy lines. He's over on the mini health pack, about halfway between first and second point there. So he is just looking for a flank. However, his team is now without that offensive capability. Of course, the Torture is going to alert him. Then flank. A lot of ultimates coming out from the defense here. They want to end this fight quick and dirty. And it looks like Dad will be finding quite a few with the Dragon Blade. He does fall to Aqua, but he does get 2 in the meantime. Not sure if the Torb ultimate was absolutely necessary there, as well as the rally and the bongo. You know, possibly just the blade and the bongo would have been. But, I mean, I guess the offense now has their chance. You know, they don't have to worry about a lot of those ultimates. They have a Dragon Blade of their own. They can hop on a bongo. They have both support ults. Where is Jolt now? Did he get out? Okay, he did get out.
Yeah, Flux coming out from Gavon. That's a massive Flux coming out. Looks like they will be able to have the Immortality Field. Supercharger coming out from Jelly Boy.
Jolt goes off the blade, does immediately find Flames of Raw and Great Cup. That is a good start. However, he's now dueling the Torque Turret. Hopefully he doesn't die to it. No, it looks like he will have some help there from Oddlord. Oddlord getting a little bit low there as they are trying to 2v1 Devon. Will finally get it. Dad does take out Aqua in the meantime, however, and he is on the Mega Health Pack. He is almost full health here. Oddlord incredibly low, however, he doesn't have his dash to finish off the kill, and he actually dies. Oddlord does get taken out by Great Cup, who is stalling the point, just trying to get to that overtime on the ball. But he is alone here. I don't think the rest of his team will be assisting him. Yeah, they're going to be backing out. Torb Turret for good measure, but they did manage to at least win the clock war there. Did have a good defense. Celio kill-wise, apparently running in by himself, just feeding a little bit of ult charge, I suppose. We do have quite an interesting ult economy here, a little bit staggered in many regards. Russia does have Bob. A lot of ultimates online.
A lot of ultimates coming out for MI6. Going to be seeing that Flux come out from Aqua already coming out. We're going to be seeing the multiple as well. Looks like no kills so far, but Fulmare does go down to the ultimate. It looks like we're going to be seeing multiple kills both ways, but it looks like the advantage is slightly in favor of MI6 right now.
Yeah, definitely. They, of course, have the spawn advantage. I'm really not sure about that rally. Was it really necessary since Tyranitar is... They have the spawn advantage. However, I say that an Aqua is fine to kill, so, you know, who knows what this falls on. I'm really not sure about the rally from Oddlord as well. I don't know what he saw in that fight. I think it's salvageable, but he's just gonna die now. Yeah, sure enough, he jumps off. Now that's one less ultimate they have. However, that is the second time that Dad and Celio Kill have stacked the DPS ultimates when they probably would have wanted to use them staggered, get more value out of them. However, I mean, look at the ult economy for MI6 now. I mean, what do you think? What do you think they have to do to win these next fights when they have 0 ultimates online?
Yeah, no ults coming out for MI6, but we'll still see the blade coming out from Jolt, so it's something going to be exciting to see if he's able to get it.
However, as I say that, Gavant is building up rather fast. However, Dad falling rather early and Bob on the point will cause a little bit of pressure. Split attention here from MI6. That window coming out, Flamea on the high ground. Really uncontested for the time being. They can't afford to deal with it. You have a Flux coming out and the kills are coming in for MI6, so it looks like they will be winning this fight. However, Jolt pops the head of the blade and finds 4. That's huge. Aqua pops, Flux will kill Gavant with it. However, he was the only one on the point, so really just a singular ultimate there. Great Cup trying to stall point, but it won't really get too much out of it. The kills are coming in. And the one way out is consistently finding the kills they need. The clock is ticking down still. Gavant on the Diva now, a little bit of extra stall pressure here. Sub 1 minute. More respawns are now coming in 3 at once, as well as the back window coming out from Flames of Raw. That will be a lot of extra healing. Dad actually has the Dragon Blade, will be tossing it out. Not really finding too much at the time. Will actually fell to Raja doing a lot of work on this Tracer. Jolt cleaning up as well. And despite the ultimates, despite the Group up spawns. Jolt actually has another Dragon Blade. MI6 just couldn't pull it out.
Complete.
However, they did stall for a reasonable amount of time, and they have about double the time. Of course, on the Genji, he's been doing a lot of work on it, so I don't see why he'd swap.
60 seconds remaining. Defend objective A.
And they're going to need to be working rather fast here on the offense. They can really only afford to lose one fight. Jellyboy already halfway down. Raja getting incredibly low here. They do try to wall off to the right side, but the wall wasn't good. Had to drop it down, and Raja gets picked off rather early. That is terrible, as they really are in one fight territory now. They only have 30 seconds. It took so long to rotate there. Taking a lot of poke damage.
30 seconds remaining.
Both DPS on the side of MI6 about halfway to their ultimates. If this fight drags out long into overtime, they're probably going to have it first. Flamia is getting incredibly close to his window, however, already has it. This will be the time to pop it. If anything, sure enough, it does come in. The extra damage is there to utilize. MI6 does a good job of rotating around. Flamia getting pressured out, has to use the lamp on himself. Jellyboy getting pressured out as well. However, both constructs for MI6 are now gone. They don't have the extra damage. Jolt getting taken up by Tyranitar, finding two crucial picks. Dad popping the blade. Not really finding too much with it. We'll find Flamia does a little bit extra pressure area-wide, but Tyranitar really cleaned up there. He got like, what, 3-4 kills by himself?
Round 3. Complete.
And that will be a first hold for MI6. That's about the best thing they could have possibly hoped for in this second bout of Hanamura.
Switching sides.
There's not really much aside from Flames of Ra that could even poke it down.
1. Attackers incoming.
Possibly wouldn't even need a Mercy to pocket with the lack of pressure on the supposed Pharah, but we will be seeing this composition instead. Really poke coming in. Dad deciding to go up and pressure Jolt off the high ground. Not really working too much. Healing is there. Oh, beautiful pull dash as well into a rock. Dad falls almost immediately. Not going to be able to build up his blade, whereas Jolt is getting rather quickly built up there. Already 50%. That was a beautiful fight win from One Way Out. However, again, MI6 has more time. They have the ability to waste a little bit of extra time. And of course, Flames of Ra already 80% to that window.
Hello. Behind you.
Definitely going to be the first ultimate we see online. However, both Raja and Jolt are building up their DPS ultimates rather quickly. Raja possibly going to have that Bob first. Already the turret being taken out, so I guess the Pharah isn't needed to pressure that out. Beautiful pull, dash, rock once again. Jolt already has his blade. Aqua has a Flux as well. Probably don't want to use them all at once because you do have a few extra fights to sustain through. Jolt finding Flames of Ra, immediately finding Tyranitar and Dad. Mr. Celio kill does kill Jolt in the process, but that's the only pick coming online. And MI6, if they work fast, they might have one fight and maybe half a fight. But they're really going to want to take it on this next fight. They don't have the blade, they don't really have the Flux. They're going to have both DPS, sorry, both support ultimates. That's about it. So they're going to need to make do with what they've got. Unfortunately, the defense has quite a few ults of their own. Sure enough, the window comes out early this time. Dad falling immediately to Aqua. However, Jellyboy and Jolt falling are a good start. Tyranitar getting rather low as well. Stelio kill falling. This is not looking good. Aqua making up for the lack of main tank for the time being. Great Cup falling incredibly low, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to chase that kill with 3 of them currently online. Aqua can't get too aggressive here. Flux does come out from Grubs. Tyranitar boops Aqua out of the Flux. I'm not sure if that was intended, but it didn't work in their favor. Aqua cleaning up the kill feed right now. Dad does have the blade. He's going to need some serious hero plays, but that's not going to happen as Jolt dashes and denies him of any value. Jellyboy does pop the bongo as well. It's going to be a huge amount of damage. Aqua just lighting up this defense here. Not even sure if Great Cup can touch. Okay, he does stall for a little bit longer. Tyranitar on the Lucio now. Great Cup getting incredibly low. He already used his shields, and ladies and gentlemen, Hanamura, the curse remains. He's of course Nabino on the Sigma now. We'll be able to give Raja that extra shield. Won't really have to worry about incoming damage. What is going on with MI6 right now? we have a Bastion on attack. that's a new one.
Yeah.
Well, this is certainly a thing that I hope works in some capacity, because it would be hilarious. Okay, well, that didn't work at all. So, Bastion died immediately. They do have the mercy to attempt to res it, but their shields are kind of broken right now, so they'd be fools to attempt to go for it unless they want a body block.
They were managed to pick up Joel and now Navina, so it looks like MI6 actually has the lead in overall point presence right now, especially taking out Navina and Joel. Joel definitely poked out a lot, and Dad gets man.
The Pharah is worth, as Tyranitar finds a kill of his own, pulling out the pistol, Battle Mercy, and okay, the Pharah pick worked rather well, especially on second point. It'll be rather difficult for them to deal with it. It's a little bit claustrophobic. He can just hop around on the rooftops, and it's going to be rather difficult for Raja to deal with. However, he does have a little bit of a sight line here, but of course there's going to be a little bit of poke coming in from Dad, making it difficult for him to actually get the sight line he wants. Dad playing rather passive in terms of positioning, and I'm liking it. Raja having a difficult time finding where to stand to actually do anything about this. Nice boop there, forcing the tanks of one way out in front of their own shield. Jellyboy just melts in the process. Navino taking a lot of damage. Raja losing the sniper field in this exterior kill. Did a good job swapping over the Ash there immediately after dying as Bastion. And this has been basically a consistent roll of the cart through second point for MI6 here. They seem to have been practicing this, and it shows.
Yeah, definitely interesting to see the Pharah being ran on King's Row, but it seems to be working so far. That's definitely getting a lot of value on this Pharah character, which is very exciting to see. It looks like May is a little bit separated from our team, so it's definitely looking like they're going to have to reconnect with their team. It looks like they're going to be doing that right about now. It's going to be happening fine. Looks like we'll be seeing Flame Square right about now. It is denying quite a bit of value on Navi. Oh, and that's that is a big barrage coming out from Dad. That's going to be a cap on point B for sure.
Yeah, they almost had to have expected that. Navino actually swapped over to the D.Va there just to deal with the Pharah as well as Raja on the McCree, but couldn't quite get the angles they needed. Dad doing an incredibly good job of positioning here on Pharah, as well as the Lamb coming out from Flames of Ra to protect him during the barrage. They had to kind of prioritize whether you wanted the Pharah dead or the Lamb gone. Valk coming out rather early here. Dad probably does get taken out by Navino. Good play there.
Yeah,
however, he does get the rest
right
off.
Away though, and Raja goes down to Mr. Steelio kill, and so does Navino. And it looks like everyone's going to be going down to MI6 right now. They're just going to keep rolling through, and it is over 4 minutes.
Yeah, Gavan actually didn't get too much out of his Flux there. Didn't get a lot of value, but he did use it to get up to the high ground and pressure out Jolt, who technically does have his blade, but none of his team is there. It's going to be almost suicidal to use it now. I mean, eventually, yeah, sure, probably will decide to use it. However, he's seeing a lot of damage. They do manage to take out Gavan. Dad does fall to the Widowmaker now. Raja putting a lot of pressure down. Not finding any final blows necessarily on the Dragon Blade, but doing a lot of damage. So they did get a lot of work. However, the cart is rolling. Tyranitar almost C9'd on the Mercy of all things. I don't know how that happened, but it almost did.
That would have been amazing if it happened, but still, over 4 minutes right now. We will be seeing Dad switch over to the Genji and turn to switch it over to the Brig right now.
Yeah, and because Jolt just used his Dragon Blade, they are going to be rather even on the blade percentage there. Dad has generally built it up faster. Great Cup falling early, though. That's not a good start for this attack. They have plenty of time to just back out, take the dry fight, build up any ults on the exit. And sure enough, that's what they're going to be doing. However, Zorntor is a little bit dangerously close. They decide to pull him out. Nice shield there from Devon, but this is going to cost him the rest of his shield. Really just a stalemate until the entirety of the offense is there. However, Raja falling, that is a good moment. And Jelly Boy falling almost immediately. Bomb coming out from Navino. I'm not sure how much it's going to do. Yeah, sure enough, it really just breaks Devon's shield there. That's about it. Navino already losing his mech yet again. And dying. They are going to have to stagger in now. Jelly Boy coming back with this bongo. Jolt getting incredibly close to his bongo, to his blade. He will find it. Takes out Mr. Studios, I believe, halfway through the Bob damage. No, actually, Bob did.
Yeah, Dad getting quite a few kills on this Genji. Able to take out Jolt and Jelly Boy. It looks like he might be able to turn this right now. Raja takes him out.
No.
And really just go on. And it looks like this will be heading over to. Oh, well.
I like the positioning there from Raja. He was just hiding behind a pillar there on the far right side for the defense, so that the Bob couldn't tick him down, but he had a perfect sight line of the card, managed to take down Dad. And what that did, build up his blade, he was smart to not use it there, as the defense has nothing online. They're going to have Bob eventually, and that's a good start! Okay, yeah, the offense is going to be pushing in. Celia Kill is taking a more aggressive approach here, especially with both DPS now gone.
Yeah, Blade's coming out from Dad, Oddlord, and Jellyboy. And it looks like this is just going to be cleaned up now for MI6. They're going to be completing with over 2 minutes on King's Road, which is an absolutely massive time bank right now.
However, we do have the stall coming up. Bob on the cart. That is a rather large health pool to tick down. However, Roger does stall. Bob falling almost immediately. Beautiful target focus there. Navino back on the Diva, just trying to stall out the cart. Less than a meter remaining. Navino has to hope that someone can stall for a little bit longer. Lemia on the Moira, but it's not really going to matter as he gets stunned up and just melted. Not a bad time bank if you're MI6.
Yeah, absolutely massive for them.
0 to 3. Switching
It felt like every single fight on third cooldowns like deflect from a Genji. Of course, the Widowmaker from Raja, well now the Ashe, can also just poke down the turret, so it might not be finding as much value as he had hoped. Have to wait and see. A lot of early poke damage coming in on the offense currently. Turret already falling. However, Navino's incredibly low. Does manage to get out with his life and give quite a bit of ult charge to Flamia. Oddlord swapping to the Zen of all things. I guess they decided since they don't have a Genji, there's no point in the alternative. Maybe he just feels more comfortable on it. Also, will poke.
Yeah, it looks like we'll be seeing we'll already start pressuring point, pushing MI6 back into the little cuppy there. Definitely putting out a lot of damage there. It looks like Grey Cup's going to go for a pin.
Oh no, Grey Cup
Definitely gets going down now. He gets molted very quickly. That drops dangerously low, but does get healed up by his team. Looks like we're already going to be seeing the square come up from it looks like it's going to give quite a bit of value, and this is going to be a point 8 cap for Owo.
Yeah. Honestly, aside from Gavant, who's right there, yeah, they're all gonna have to back out or die. And that was an extremely fast capture from One Way Out, significantly faster than MI6, who had a reasonable cap time on first themselves. So they're sticking on this turret still. I guess they like it, but hasn't been getting too much value. The turret seems to be just dying instantly. Yeah, sure enough, they have so many of the offense currently just focusing it down, not allowing it to coming out of that. Tanks are a little bit far up, but they do have Flamia on the back right there, as well as Raja taking a nice little off angle here, forcing split attention from the defense. Jolt getting taken out by the Ashe, however, is not a good start for the offense. Yeah, Navino falling, getting a little bit out of position there. However, the cart is catching up to the fight. That's a good way to roll forward, especially through second point. I'm not sure about that one, but I guess they can section off the Orisa. Might not be finding the kill, however. Jolt's getting incredibly low. A little bit rash there, but everyone on the offense will survive from that rather odd ultimate there. Maybe he just wanted to get off of Torb.
Okay, looks like we're going to be seeing the square come out. Looks like a Flux will be coming out. A lot of almost every ult coming out from MI6 right now. Looks like the kills will start going their way. Dad, Mr. Serial Kill, just cleaning up right now. And it looks like OO is going to be holding right about here.
Yeah, you do have a few members of the offense right next to point. Not sure about that Bob. There's really no one else to capitalize on, so you're just kind of throwing Bob to the wolves there. He actually didn't even make it onto the cart. He made it over into the building of the Mega Health Pack there, so he couldn't even get very many shots off. However, that's not particularly great ult usage there from MI6. They don't have very much to deal with here. They only have the supercharger, whereas the offense, One Way Out, has a lot to work with. Supercharger does come out early. Of course, that's the only thing they have, so if they don't make something of it right now, they're going to be on the backtrack.
Okay, it looks like Mr. Stereo Kill will go down to Joel. Grey Cup is able to take out Jellyboy. Flames of Rise is able to take out Oddlord. That's very good for him. Looks like overall ult-wise, going into the next fight, OO will have the advantage since currently MI6 has no ults other than coming up on a Bob, where both support ults are going to be coming up for One Way Out.
Hello. Hey.
Yeah, definitely, and it looks like Oddlord might be having a little bit more difficult of a time now with the Zenyatta, because Dad is now on the Genji. He has proven to be a rather lethal assassin, so of course he does have the Transcendence. Early ultimate coming out online. I don't think Great Cup was expecting that, or Flames of Raw, as Great Cup just melted. Blade coming out from Jolt, looking for the picks, however, MI6 already backed up. Tyranitar getting rather low, will take out the support. That's probably a trade in the favor of One Way Out, as it's 1 for basically 3 there. I don't know if MI6 will be able to recontest here. They'll keep people set up, but it's really just 1 support and 2 DPS. Jellyboy getting a little bit ahead of his team there, taking it into unnecessary damage. Great Cup definitely wants to pressure the card a little bit further. The Bob didn't do too much. Dad already has the blade, but the Transcendence is good. There's no Ana's anti-nade, of course, anything else, or even Nano. So Dad just has to back out. Jolt punishes before he can. That Matrix does come out. Jolt does die to Tyranitar. Celia Kill killing out his counterparts. Bob, Gavant, actually both Fluxes coming out. Gavant finding more, it appears to be. Both teams getting rather low. However, Flamea dying is terrible. That's the majority of the heals for the offense here. Oddlord just can't keep up, especially without the trance. Jellyboy falling to Great Cup, and this might be in the defense's favor, especially because they're going to have spawn advantage now. Yeah, sure enough, they're going to have to back out. Yeah, sure enough, they're going to be poking a little bit there, Jolts in particular, but MI6 managed to regain their composure and take what looks like a lost second point. So what are you looking at coming into this next fight? What do you think is going to be the deciding factor up into this potentially final fight?
Sorry. Oh my god. Yeah, Joel coming very close to his Dragon Blade. It's definitely going to be very exciting to see this come out. We do see Flames getting very close to his square. He's going to have it right about now. They're going to try to continue to kite using that square. Should be coming out fairly soon now for them. It looks like we're going to be seeing squares from both sides. It looks like the people from All Will are going to be the ones getting the kills.
Yeah, both Matrixes came out there, but it definitely favored One Way Out, as Dad's really the only one left on card. There's only so much alone Genji can do. He did take out Jolt, but Jolt's going to be spawning rather soon. However, already, One Way Out cannot get a better time than MI6. And actually, if MI6 can take this to overtime, they could potentially win the map. So, they do have a lot of odds in their favor currently.
Yeah, it looks like we'll be seeing this all come out, as well as the blade from Dad.
Not really finding too much. Does take out the Immortality field, but he will fall to Raja in the meantime. Jolt does die, however, and he had his blade. Oh no, Jellyboy! Unfortunate. There's so much to do. Navino tried to flex there, wasn't really salvaged.
Yeah, Big Bob coming out for Mr. Zero Kill, able to take out Flamea and pressuring down the rest of, the rest of One Way Out. Looks like we will be seeing Flux come out from Gavant. He's been really big with those, so it's definitely gonna be exciting to see that come out. So that's gonna be exciting to see. Otherwise, we're gonna be seeing Jolt's ult and Oddlord's ult, which means which are both very impactful ults, and they're also very close to both Supercharger and Square, which are very impactful damage boosting ultimates.
Yeah, definitely. And Gavant might actually have to use this Flux defensively to stop the blade from just running amok. You have the rally coming in early here to engage. Jolt's still looking for potential blade. Flux does come out rather early. Doesn't find too much. Finds full supports, but otherwise not too much. Via does have the Beth Matrix. Will pop it. Jolt's still waiting to use his Flux. What is to use his Dragon Blade? What is he waiting for? I guess waiting for the cooldown on pull or lamp to be used. Sure enough, yep, I guess he was waiting for lamp as he immediately melted down and kills both supports with the singular slash. Great Cup falling immediately after. They might actually be able to take this before overtime. It's a thing. It's really just Dad on the cart right now. They just need to take out lone Genji. A few more seconds. The stall is going to be coming out, but they can't get it! One Way Out will have another chance to push, and that is crucial.
Score.
That's definitely really good. That's definitely really good for.
Rock is so much damage, as One Way Out has been coordinating them.
60 seconds remaining.
Sure enough, he swaps immediately over to the Ashe, doesn't even bother with looking for any picks on Widowmaker. Just a little bit of a poke war for the time being. Both of Orisa shields ticked down. The Sigma shields out. Great Cub already losing his shield once again. Jelly Boy shielded off the rest of his team. The lamp coming out incredibly early there. That might work against MI6 here. Especially with Gavant getting incredibly low here. Both Immortality fields are down and out. And 2 picks come in almost immediately. This is looking incredible. One Way Out almost has a tick. They do actually have a tick, and that is a team kill, I believe. No, as Mr. Steal Your Kill does retreat, so effectively a team kill. And that's first. That is huge. So we're not going to see a draw unless something insane happens. But draw is almost out of the picture now. They do have Bat Matrix as well. Flames of Raw is a little bit behind, but he should have it by the time this next fight comes up. I like this aggressive positioning here. However, the blade coming up from Joel might backfire on the defense here, as he does find a lot of damage as his teammates clean up those kills, specifically Navino finding quite a few of his own. Finding 3, Jelly Boy taking out Great Cub as well. This is huge for the push. Oddlord is just sitting on the cart as the rest of his team is pushing up. Jolt, of course, is going to have to run back. And I believe that's the only person who died in that fight on the side of One Way Out. This is an incredible push, however.
Yeah, definitely really good for them. Mr. Steal Your Kill and Dad both will have both of those DPS ults. We'll only see the Bob coming out from the side of One Way Out. However, we will see both of their tank ultimates. And now we probably will see a Brig ultimate from both teams in the middle of the fight.
Yeah, possibly. However, Tyranitar has been building it a little bit faster, so they might be able to use it as a semi-engage here. However, Joel finding Dad is horrible. He had Blade. He finds Great Cub. They might just take second hold with little to no resistance here. This was the absolute worst-case scenario for MI6. Getting picked off early like that. Mr. Steal Your Kill is just backing off. They have to give up second. That was the absolute best possible scenario for One Way Out, as they just took second with what, a singular ultimate? Bongo? Or did they use Flux as well? I think they used Flux. But even so, getting second is so valuable here, and they're already getting progress on to third. They're taking that first corner, and that's really where the defense wants to hold, but they couldn't get back in time. Now, of course, they do have ultimates online for the defense. Dad, of course, has that blade, but we do have... we have a lot of ultimates coming out now. Both rallies, Bongo, Blade. Dad gets stunned up, but it doesn't look like it'll matter. And it looks like the defense is starting to lose people. Yeah, sure enough, Jolt and Oddlord fall Flamia soon after. Flux coming out just for good measure.
MI6 is able to take that fight, but this is looking awful for MI6 right now.
That was incredible push from One Way Out. Like, they really wanted last time. However, they might be expecting it. Raja probably going to be looking for it. Yeah, sure enough, they immediately see it. Dad has to take them off angles.
Yeah, Pharah coming out again definitely worked really well for them. The last attack, Dad got a lot done on the Pharah all the way up until point C. But currently, MI6 has to push even into point C. Most likely without they might be able to lose one fight here on 1A, but that's about it.
Oh no, yeah, Raja was expecting it this time. He took a better positioning. The res does come out, but now they don't have the res for anything else. Mr. Steal Your Kill getting incredibly low with the dynamite from Raja. And MI6 just looks like they're stuck for now. They're in a poke war. And, oh no, yep, and they don't have a res for that, so that is set in stone for the time being. Mr. Steal Your Kill just going to have to back out. Tyranitar getting incredibly low, but he is in the safety of his team behind basically everyone, so he will survive. And I'll give a little bit of extra ult charge to his fellow healer. However, look at the ults that are online. We have Flamia already has the Bat Matrix. Dad almost has the barrage, could potentially find something.
Yeah.
A lot of damage.
A lot of ults coming out for the side of MI6. Using Square right about now. We should see the barrage coming out fairly soon for Dad. It looks like we'll be seeing barrage drop down. Square is coming out on the side of One Way Out though.
Looks like Dad is holding onto this barrage, possibly waiting to use it until second point, and I actually like that strategy because of all the kills that were coming in. There's no reason to use it for the time being. That was a really good play there from Flames of Brawl to use his Bat Matrix almost immediately. Kind of surprised Flamia didn't use it. However, they have just a little bit more than a minute remaining, and that's going to be really difficult. Now, it is possible to push it that far, as we saw One Way Out do it completely in overtime, but it's a tall order. However, they have 5 ultimates coming online, so if there were ever a time to do it, this might be the time. However, Dad is not taking an aggressive positioning here. I guess respecting a bit of Raja. As I say that, he gets into a duel with Raja, but still seems to be sticking with his team, not looking for a cheeky barrage, looking for more of a safe barrage here. Raja getting incredibly low, and he is sectioned off from the rest of his team here. He might fall!
Yeah,
oh no.
And Dad still has his ultimate ability, and,
Barrage comes out!
and it gets
Finds
2.
However, Davino finding Dad is a good start. However, he falls as well, and the res comes in on the Pharah. They are going to have to back out here with minimal casualties. Really just the res used for the offense. They do have both tank ultimates still. However, One Way Out has a lot of potential for them to recontest here with a lot of ultimates. However, who knows? MI6 could be pulling off a hero play. However, they do need to run if they want to contest. Will they even be able to? No, they're not going to, actually.
MI6 is coming in here with a few ultimates, including Supercharger and Gravitic Flux. But One Way Out's going to have even more. But Jolt out before he can play. That's absolutely massive for them. And it doesn't look like the Flux is going to get any kills. However, Roger is able to take out Dad before he can get anything out of that. Looks like we'll be seeing a rally from Onboard. It doesn't look like it's going to rally, but the bomb is just going to kill after kill. And it looks like that's going to be the map going towards One Way Out.
Sirens are going for the res there. Wasn't really going to find it. Dad tried to swap over to the Doomfist, but it wasn't. Seems to be running a more reasonable comp. Okay, looks like we do have a Brawl coming out. Torbjorn Brawl, of all things, from MI6. Stelio Kill seems to like the Torb. Dad on the Reaper.
Yeah, definitely very interesting composition coming out here for MI6. Now, they have been fairly good at Brawl so far today, so it definitely should be interesting to see how this is going to work for them. Now, we're seeing holds come out. Tortory setup is taken out. Actually, no, it's just destroyed by Mr. Stelio Kill. So it does not get taken out by oh well. Looks like Hulks will be coming in. Joel trying to get a lot of gold charge. That was a math. And Rush, they will take out as well.
Flame's already dying. Now, of course, MI6 did take the point early there because they have that Lucio advantage. However, they were taking so much poke damage once Olo actually came in. I mean, they're only going to give up like 10% of the point for like 88% to their Dragon Blade on top of getting the point after just 11%. That's a win in my book. You know, sure enough, they're swapping off of the Brawl over to Devil Shield, probably just to deal with. I don't know if they're going to be expecting this Dragon Blade so early. Dad's sticking on this Pharah. I can't really blame him.
Pharah's actually previously was on the Reaper, so it's exciting.
Well, he swapped the Pharah and spawn. He swapped the Genji and back to Pharah.
Okay, I see.
The Blade already coming out in the backline immediately takes out Flames of Brawl once again, and Gavant. Dad getting taken out by Raja. Being rezzed, but Tyranitar is also taken out, and Jolt actually finishes off the Pharah. Mr. Stelio Kill manages to survive with 8 health, not before Aqua finds him and eradicates him. So that was a pretty solid fight there, really only using the Dragon Blade. And, I mean, MI6 has, like, no ultimates whatsoever. They have the Torb Molten Core coming up eventually, but not really that close.
Yeah, now, overall, ult advantage definitely in favor of OWO right now. Really saying no ults. They're sort of close to Torbjorn, but that's about it. Pulse coming in, that's a massive dynamite, and Ash from both Raja and Jolt. Aqua's able to get a pick, and it looks like the kills are just going to keep going over.
This is getting disgusting with the pole dashes. I mean, they have 5 ultimates, and Jolt, after just one fight, has, again, 75%. Jelly Boy getting incredibly low. He dies to a Mercy! That's not what you want to see. That actually might open up the fight, this upcoming fight for MI6. I mean, they did lose their Mercy, but she has Guardian Angels. We can get back a lot faster than Arisa without her Lucio. However, the Bob is coming out. I like that play. Forces MI6 to play a little bit more safe. Waste their shield. You kill it. However, they're already in fight territory. They have so many ultimates. The Flux coming out. Joel takes out Dad. So many kills are coming in. I don't even think... Okay, they do manage the res, but Tyranitar once again dies for the res. And no one's alive. They can't even... Yeah, there's the bells. Team kill. Okay. Yep,
that was pure dominance from OO.
I mean, technically, MI6 has 11% on the board, but that was effectively a 100-0 because they gave the start. No Pharah. Not surprising, as once again, this is the sniper map, if anything. Raja on the Widowmaker. Definitely the one map we can get away with it more than anything else here. Looking for some early scope
Yeah, both
in
teams
here.
double shield, very similar compositions, and then swapping the Ashe for a Widow on the side of One Way Out. Virage's Widow earlier in this game was definitely very good, so I'm excited to see it come out.
Yep. However, he is going into double shield, so it will be difficult to find the angles he needs. Getting a little bit of poke damage, but nothing crazy quite yet.
Yeah, Joel
Getting a lot of
dropping
poke.
It does get healed up. Looks like they'll be going for a whole dash here, doesn't get too much value out of it.
Jelly Boy getting a little bit low there, but Flamea will be healing it up. Jolt getting rather low, and a little bit overly aggressive. However, Flames loses his lamp rather quickly. Tyranitar taking a lot of poke damage here. Looks like the healers on MI6 are struggling a little bit to keep everyone up alive. His dad falls incredibly low. He needs to get out. No, he can't. He gets stunned up from Oddlord, and that will be that. And sure enough, the cascade of eliminations will be coming in as, oh well, we're going to be continuing this momentum. Raja almost to his sights. That's going to be rather useful. Rather late kill there onto Mr. Celio kill.
Yeah,
Aqua.
yeah, we're going to be seeing both DPS ultimates come out from the side of Woe, where Dad's only at 60% to his blades, like the opposite of the original control map, where this time Jolt's getting the blades way quicker than Dad is. We're going to be seeing a whole Flux getting absolutely massive. Jolt takes out the Baptiste in the middle of the air before he can be mortality field range. Jolt's going absolutely crazy right now.
Dad actually builds a blade, but I'm not sure about using it right now. He does take out Flamea, but I mean, at what purpose? As no one was there to capitalize on it. The rest of the team was backing up. Raja getting a lot of poke shots in, his body shots to help with the rest of his team. So that was really just a waste of a Dragon Blade. I mean, the Baptiste is going to be back so quickly. Raja taking a little bit of poke damage here on the sniper duel. Mr. Celio Kill, of course, does have that Bob. Both teams actually have about equal ult economy here, looking for possibly an early Bab Matrix here for Flames, but they need to find the defense first.
Yeah, we'll be seeing Square come out from MI6. Jolt ends up trading, does die to the Dynamite, but not before taking out Great Cup. Looks like we'll be seeing the rally come out from Oddlord. Doesn't look like we're going to be seeing many kills so far. It looks like we'll be seeing both damage-boosting ultimates come out from the side of One Way Out. Oddlord's able to take out.
So low. And sure enough, you will fall. You cannot run from the horse, as it turns out. The Bob is pressuring the point. Actually might flip the point, depending on what they're doing here. No, it looks like the Bob will run away before he can even take it. And they're in one-fight territory now. They do have both tank ultimates, but they don't have anything else. Great Cup falling is not a good start. However, I don't even know if they can touch. Can they? Is anyone there? Okay, Tyranitar is there on the Lucio in the backline, but he's getting pressured out by Oddlord, already falling incredibly low. Has to waste his amp there. Oddlord chasing him down. Are on point. Flux is used from Aqua.
Yeah, and it looks like
kills are definitely. But Joel evens it up with the Dragon Blade coming soon after Dad has yet another Dragon Blade
coming out, but Dad takes out Joel, and it looks like that's going to be the win.
Dad picks two, and they got a long road ahead of them to even this up. But it's possible, because Great Cup kept dying. They got at least the Bongo coming up online, whereas they really only have the Rally coming up probably mid-fight for Oddlord.
Yeah, probably not too many ults. We will be seeing the Supercharger come out from Great Cup, but that's about it for the side of MI6. So if Joel's able to get a pick or two, this is definitely winnable for them. Mr. Celio Kill dropping dangerously low, does have to force recall. That's really not good for him, as he can't go quite as aggressive without having that recall.
Oh no, the Flames are all dying even with the Bongo up for his team. However, Jolt falling is a good start, but Celio Kill falls as well, dying to Vraja's McCree. I like the swap there. Oddlord taking out his counterpart, Dad falling incredibly low, will die to Vraja, and this might just be a retake. And the series, really. Great Cup couldn't even touch. Now you do have the Moira coming in, however he is stunned up, and that's it. One Way Out.